along with the notice?
Oh, it's great pleadings. It cites Abraham and the Book of Nations and a bunch of other jabberwocky.
Morning guys, how we doing? I got something a little different for you today. This is a bunch of protesters, sound like a bunch of foreigners, come over here in Nevada and decided to block a road on the way to the Burning Man festival, and the tribal police were called out and things did not go the way the protesters were expecting it to. It is awesome. These tribal police know how to take care of business. Let's check this clip out. It'll be the first clip. There'll be more afterwards though. Anyway, let's enjoy.
Get out now! Get out! On the ground! All of you on the ground now! Get on the ground!
We're not violent!
Get on the ground!
No, we're not
Don't move!
violent!
Stop resisting! Stop
Please!
resisting!
Please!
Well, rangers in Nevada weren't happy with climate protesters who were blocking off a main road. Tribal rangers, as opposed to rangers of the state, took matters into their own hands when they were fed up with the protesters who were blocking off the main road out of the popular Burning Man festival. The demonstrators were from the groups Seven Circles and Extinction Rebellion and were there to protest the use of private jets being used at the festival. They had set up camp across the road with signs saying "Ban private jets, burners of the world unite, and abolish capitalism." Rangers rammed through the blockade, shouting, "I'm going to take you all out," before pointing their guns and telling the protesters to get on the ground. The protesters can be heard screaming, "We are not violent and we have no weapons at all." The protesting on the Nevada freeway led to back-to-back traffic. Take a look.
According to this Sky News outfit, they were on tribal land is what the deal is. The highway goes through tribal land, and I'm assuming those are tribal police. It says rangers. I'm not sure. I haven't looked up what rangers are in Nevada. But yeah, they didn't. They came storming in. The first thing they did was bash straight through the protesters, all the crap they had in the road. It was awesome. This is not a politically motivated video. It's just I love seeing cops take care of business like this. It's just the way it is. I don't care what side you fall on the climate change thing. I don't care anything about it myself. Anyway, let's watch a little bit more of this.
People who were physically stuck in the traffic also tried to take matters into their own hands by getting out of their cars and trying to remove the blockades, but the activists were actually chained to them.
Is this Burning Man? Yes. This is Burning Man. This is a road. Burning Man. Are you really paranoid? You put the government onto the floor. This is the democracy. This is the democracy. You have a right to protest. Get the cops. Get the cops. So you fucking unbelievable.
Lock yourself in.
Give me the
I'm
back
staying here. Come on! We are attacked.
Climate activism has been strong overseas in the summer months, with activists from several groups across Europe blocking off streets. This one video went viral in July of a female climate activist being dragged off the road by her hair in Germany.
Ouch. Yeah, they're having a big problem with this over in the UK. It's incredibly annoying, and it keeps people from getting down the road. They're blocking ambulances, fire trucks, everything. Nobody can get through because they won't get out of the road. I think it's just absolutely stupid, a stupid thing to do, and these people aren't helping anybody. So these are tribal rangers. They belong to the Paiute tribal rangers. Gives detail on incident with climate change protesters. If you Google Paiute tribal rangers, you'll find a lot of articles on this whole situation. But yeah, they do not mess around. Anyway, let's find something else to watch.
He's getting them.
But you need to go back to the desk until you're cleared to come on this side.
I'm cleared
You're not. You don't have on a visitor pass. You have to have a visitor pass on.
to visit a government building.
To
Yes, it's this idiot again, JC News Now. He is really trying to get sent back to jail. But this is a very interesting video because of where it ends. So let's watch it.
You have to go through the security checkpoint in the Bush building, and you have to have a visitor pass before you can come in.
I see.
And those are the rules by the safety committee.
Oh, well, I don't.
Here's the deal. If you're going to be in our building, you're going to have to follow our rules, or I'm going to ask you to leave.
I have to follow the law. Your rules don't count, buddy. They
Well,
don't
this is
supersede the law.
This is our building.
All right, you giving me a pass? Visitor pass?
Do you have a destination inside the building?
Anywhere that's public.
The lobby.
All right, I'm going to visit any office that's public, open to the public.
Well, without an appointment, you can't go anywhere above this.
Watch me. Watch me.
As he says that he's heading to the exit door. That's exactly where he's going. He cuts off the video just before he leaves the building, and that's exactly what he did. He left the building, and he wants his followers to think that he just did whatever he wanted. What an idiot. Unless you can prove otherwise, I'm saying he cut the video there because he didn't want his viewers to see him walking out the front door. I believe that's exactly what he did. But anyway, let's find something else to look at for a minute. Alright, this is Judge Middleton video. He had court on the 29th, which is today, this morning. And he had a Sovcit in there, and it's hilarious. It's pretty funny. There's some surprises towards the end of it. But it's pretty interesting. Let's check it out. Law Talk with Mike did this video earlier today, so I'm just going to cover it now. Here we go.
All right, we have Mr. Kirk Jensen here, who's unrepresented. Mr. Jensen, would you come up and have a seat? Josh, you kind of inherited this. Mr. Jensen was originally charged with traffic violations. The matter was set for a jury trial for August 16th, I believe it was. We had summoned jurors and we were ready to proceed. Earlier that week, I believe August 14th, Mr. Marvin filed a felony complaint based on the same set of facts. So the matter was set for a pre-exam conference. Mr. Jensen has made every court hearing, but he did express that he wants to represent himself. I offered to appoint counsel at each stage of the misdemeanor proceedings, and again in this case, but he declined. So, Mr. Jensen, you still wish to represent yourself in this matter?
I wish to have this case completely dismissed.
Well, everybody feels that way. Everybody else who wants their case dismissed, raise your right hand. Yeah, that was unanimous. So that's not up to me. But the question is, I'm willing to appoint counsel for you, but you've represented to me at each stage you wish to represent yourself.
Yeah, Judge, he's an idiot.
Counsel.
He's an
All
idiot.
right. Well, then let's talk about where we are.
Sovcit.
Where's the complaint?
Poor Judge Middleton. I think we ought to have a fundraiser to get him a pair of glasses so he can read his screen. You won't have to make them funny faces. Anyway, yeah, he gets stuck with a lot of these crazy cases, but he handles them like a champ. He's excellent in this.
The complaint alleges that on or about April 6th in Lockport Township that you did obstruct justice by preferring a counterfeit U.S. passport and counterfeit international driver's license at the time of a lawful traffic stop, an attempt to avoid criminal liability for driving without a license. The way that is charged, it is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. The second count is possession of a reproduced, altered, counterfeit, or forged chauffeur's license. Operator's or chauffeur's license. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. Count 3 alleges that you had no valid operator's license, plain old no ops. You're also charged with a civil infraction of no proof of insurance.
And I object to those. I object to that being labeled as counterfeit on all of those documents.
All right. Mr. O'Bear, do you have any instructions here or a plea offer? Or?
So the offer would be if the defendant wanted to plead to count 3, operating with no license, it's the 90-day misdemeanor. We would recommend fines and costs.
So they're offering him a $200 fine, basically, and off he goes. He's all done. And they'll drop all the felony charges. Do you think he's going to do it? I don't know. Let's see.
I object to that, and I will not consent to that either.
All right, let me unpack that a little bit. Those charges. If you plead to no valid operator's license with a fine and cost, you may be the first person in my 21-year career that objects to having all the felony charges dismissed for a plea to a $200 fine.
Told you he's an idiot.
Nonetheless, you object.
I object to the fact that it's still labeled as counterfeit.
All right, well, they're just willing to dismiss that charge. The allegation in count 3 is that you were operating a vehicle on a public roadway without having a valid license, sometimes called no ops or no valid operator's license. It's under 257301 of the Michigan Traffic Code. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. It carries 2 points and it goes on your driving record. If you plead guilty to that charge, I'm going to fine you $225. I'm going to give you time to pay it, and that will be done. If you don't wish to plead to that, we're going to have a preliminary examination next Wednesday, where the prosecutor will attempt to bind you over to circuit court on felony charges and continue the matter for a felony conviction with a potential prison sentence. So his offer is to just be done with all of it for a plea to no valid operator's license. I frankly was kind of surprised by the generous offer, but that's what it is. So our options are to plead to having no valid operator's license. You can even plead no contest. You can plead no contest. You don't admit what happened, but you also don't deny what happened, and you allow or accept that a conviction will enter. You and I have a fundamental disagreement about what it means to operate a vehicle or what it means to travel. But if you want this matter to be over with, you can enter a no contest plea to no valid operator's license.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. This is the guy's third time for driving on an invalid license and all these charges. So I don't think he's going to accept anything except a good long prison sentence and a bunch of fines. Well, let's find out.
If you want to reap the whirlwind, we can have a preliminary examination next Tuesday afternoon regarding the matter. What would you like to do, Mr. Jensen?
I don't accept any of that.
All right. The matter will be set for prelim.
And just to make it clear, this would be the third time that a charge of no operator's license has been levied against me, and I'm standing against it because those documents are valid, and I object to them being labeled as counterfeit.
Find out next week. So that will be Tuesday, September 5th at 1 p.m. Prelim.
Hang in there, because at the end of this video, the guy's got another surprise for him that Judge Middleton wasn't aware of.
All right, your bond is continued. You're free to go.
Okay, it's not Judge Belton, it's Judge Middleton. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, here comes the surprise.
And just a reminder of the civil case that is ongoing, and those who are named in that, yourself and Mr. Marvin as well. Just to make sure of that.
Which civil case is that?
Civil case, the notices, and all the recusals and everything that's been filed into this case that I've been filing in. Just to make note of that it is on the record.
Well, let's take a look. Oh, you filed a August 28th, which is yesterday. I got this. I didn't see it. Objection to the report recommendation in the matter of civil case. You filed this in federal court?
This was done in a federal court, has a federal case number on it, and all the defendants are listed.
So he spent $450 or whatever it is, it's around that amount, to file a federal lawsuit that will be thrown out as soon as the judge looks at it. At least that's my guess.
All right.
Along with the notice.
Oh, it's great pleadings. It cites Abraham and the Book of Nations and a bunch of other jabberwocky. But it has been filed in the federal court. All right, that's all a matter of record. It's in the file. And you've even got Hebrew letters in here. Okay, I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
It'll be interesting to see if he shows up next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, because after that little spiel there, his ride said, well, I got to take my wife to chemo and I can't be here. And Judge Middleton says, I don't care. We're having it next week. I'm not changing anything. So I'm sure Mike will cover it, and he'll remind me about it, and maybe I'll get a little bit of that. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, folks. Just a little bit of entertainment for Wednesday if I put this out tomorrow. Anyway, y'all have a great day now. Love ya. Bye.